Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. This is a video about exploring the area of a circle. So, first of all, let's kind of reflect on what you learned so far. So, thus far you've learned how to calculate the circumference of a circle, where to find the circumference, it's pi times the diameter, right? And we know that pi is 3.14, and we know that the diameter is a straight line that goes right through the center, right, of a circle. But today we're going to focus on basically how the area of a circle is determined, right? So first of all, let's focus on what that means, the area of a circle. So the circumference of the circle is the distance around the circle, where the area is the amount of space inside the circumference. So I'm going to underline the words amount of space. So let me do my best to kind of color this in. So again, the black line is the circumference. The amount of space inside would be this total amount of space that I can color inside the circle. All right, and every single square inch of this inside the circumference gives us the area. So take a look at the circle. So the square of the radius is used to determine the area. And let me try to draw a diagram of the square of the radius. So hopefully you know that in a square, that the length and width are the same. So here is the radius. And let's say this distance is now going to be the same distance that we go up here to make a square, right? And I can also go from here to here and then down from here to here. So this was intended to be a square where this distance is the same as the radius, which would make this distance the same and also this one the same. So this one right here would be considered 1 radius squared. So let's take a look at this one. So the question is, right, here is a square whose side length is the same as the radius of the circle, right? So again, this distance from here to here is the same as from here to here. So the question really is, how many of these radius squareds would it take to cover up the circle? So let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually try to redraw this radius squared over here. Let's see how many it takes. So this right here is going to be 1 radius squared. So that's 1. I'm going to draw another one going this way. Here's another radius squared. That's our second one. And here we have, I'm going to go down this way. This is our third radius squared. Again, it's a little messy, but you get the idea. And then here is our fourth radius squared. Now, notice the circle is smaller, right, than these 4 radius squareds. So to estimate it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now eliminate this part of our diagram, this part, and finally this part right here. So we know that the area is going to be less than 4 radius squareds, right? So the exact number actually, okay, is a number you're familiar with. It's 3.14 of the radius squareds. So the question is, how many of these squares would it take to cover up the circle? The exact amount would be pi, which is 3.14 radius squared. And that is actually the formula to find the area of a circle. It's 3.14 times the radius squared.